Welcome back to another episode of The Lofty Lender with me, Tall Money Man. Today, my guest is Jessica Molina. She grew up in Perry, Iowa after her family relocated from California. She attended Iowa State University, earning a degree in political science with a minor in sociology, driven by a passion for law. Jessica began her career at a boutique law firm in Des Moines before joining the Polk County Attorney's Office. Ooh, scary. With a family background in real estate investing, and interest sparked at 19 when she helped her father with a tenant eviction, Jessica decided to pursue her own career path in real estate. For over 5 years, she has been a licensed real estate professional, helping families through significant milestones from first-time purchases to investment properties. Jessica now resides in Des Moines with her husband, her high school sweetheart, and her husband is her high school sweetheart, by the way. That just sounded really bad the way I wrote that. And their 3 children. Welcome to the show, Jessica.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
And you've got the dinging going on already with your computer. Love
I
it.
do. I'm not sure what's going on.
You just turned everything off. What happened? It's all good.
I did. It's telling me I need to do an update, so I do apologize. I'm trying to get rid
Don't
of
do the
that.
update. Don't do it.
I'll
Don't
do
do
the update. I'm not snoozing it. No worries. Hopefully it's gone now.
it. Totally fine. So, anyways, so you've got an interesting story on how you got into real estate. So you wanted to be in law, and now you're here? I'm confused. How does that even go together?
I mean, we're reviewing contracts all the time, and we are dealing with a lot of legality in real estate. So I like to say that it's kind of a combination of both my passions. I'm guiding clients through one of the most biggest purchase of their life that has a lot of different things that involve law. We're not advising them as an attorney, but we're advising them as real estate agents. So I think it kind of goes hand in hand, and that's why I love it. I think it's allowing me to still guide clients in a different way, but also at the same time in a similar way as you would as somebody who's possibly an attorney, without, of course, giving the legal advice. So it is kind of interesting because of my educational background and my experience, how I ended up in real estate. But I think that's one of the cool things about real estate agents. It's always interesting when you ask a realtor, what did you do prior to this? And everyone has a different response. You know, there's engineers, there's people who were in the health field, or there's people that were just in different areas that you're like, what made you want to get into real estate? And I think I'm one of those persons that can say, I think my background in general just kind of led me to where I'm at right now.
So you're telling me that you were not the stiff type of an attorney, and you really wanted to be talking freely, and that's why you got into real estate. So you can still talk about contracts, but not be the person that nobody wants to see because you're
No,
wearing a suit all day.
yeah, no. I like the more laid back part of being a real estate agent. You know, it definitely allows you to get with people and interact with them in a different way than I think more of that scary professional field. So I do love that about real estate. I think just meeting new people in general all the time, having these interactions with them, and I really do appreciate the trust they have in me, but also kind of making it a laid back environment where they're not so scared, because it's already kind of a terrifying process for a lot of people, especially first time buyers. So yes, I don't like being the scary person.
So what's the most rewarding piece of helping those people then?
Oh my gosh, I think it's definitely, everyone says it, but it's like just getting to the end of it and handing the keys over and seeing just how excited and emotional people can get at knowing that they worked so hard for this and they were able to accomplish it, and you played a role in that and helping them get to where they can go and walk into their new home. So I think for me, it's definitely been, every situation is different. You get a different sense of pride and enjoyment from helping buyers as you do sellers as well. I've had sellers who sell their property and they basically use that money to start a new business, or to use it for, moving away and starting a new adventure, and you're helping them achieve that. So that's also something that I think is really great when it comes to whether you're representing a buyer or a seller. So
So
yeah.
then You mentioned kind of also in your bio that your dad was into real estate investing. He had to evict the tenant, so you kind of knew a little bit about
Yeah.
the real estate stuff there. You decided to go into law and
Oh my
back. Like,
gosh.
how does that help you with investors? How does that help you with real estate in general from your dad's perspective, helping you out?
So my dad and actually my brothers all have rental properties. They invested in real estate. My father always talked about the importance of owning real estate, and we're really big into, buying your own home and not spending all your money on rent and investing. And as a little girl, I saw the horror stories of being a landlord. We would help my dad clean out properties, help paint, help take out trash. We all kind of, it was like a family business where we all kind of partook in that. But even then, I saw the other side of it too, not just the scary side, where it made sense that it was a good opportunity for his family. And I wanted it to be something that I did in the future and get involved in real estate somehow. He had to evict a tenant, and I was like 19 and I was in college, and my father, his English is limited, so he kind of relies on us on a lot of things. And I was the kind of go-to person when it came to these type of things. Like, I always just was like, oh, I can figure it out. Like, we'll do it. You don't need to hire an attorney. Like, I'll do it for you. And I remember just the satisfaction of getting the sheriffs there at the end of the whole process and having them take all the stuff out because this tenant hadn't paid rent for probably like 6 or 7 months now at that point. It was just a terrible situation. So it was really nice to be able to get the property back to my dad. And then from there, I was already going to go to college, or I was already in my first year of college, but I really still liked the legality side of it. And then after graduation from college, I was like, I still had that little real estate part. So that's kind of how essentially my father and my family kind of played a role in me obtaining my real estate license.
So then, did your father help you get your first sale because he was waiting as soon as you got done, and he's like, "Hey, I've got
No,
five
but
more
my
houses to
brother
go."
did.
Oh, there you go.
My brother did. So it's funny because when I first got licensed, the brokerage that I was licensed with would frame your first commission check and give it to you as like a gift. It was a really nice touch. And I still have that, and it has like a double meaning, and it's even more special because it belonged to my the sale was because of my twin brother, actually. So I'm like, he trusted me. It was my first ever sale, and it was great that I was able to kind of practice on, learn the ropes essentially with family and being able to help them purchase their first home that now my nieces are growing up in. So it's really special.
So did you at least get to cash the check, or does it just sit there and it's
No, it
uncashed?
was just like it was a direct deposit, and I just have the
Okay.
copy of it, which I think is kind of great, just to have it as like your first ever closed deal in your real estate, journey. So it was really nice.
So several times I've talked to you, and you're like, "Hey, Kyle, I'll call you back. I'm with my kids." You're always hanging out with your kids, which I think is probably one of your favorite pieces, right? For having that more relaxed style, being able to be with your kids, being able to spend
Yeah,
time with your kids. How do you
definitely.
juggle the demands of your kids and their busy lifestyles with yours?
A very supportive partner, I will say. So my kids are 6 years old, 3 years, and 1 year old. So they're at the age where they still really want mom and they really rely on you. So that's why I'm always like, I'm so sorry if you can hear my child in the background. They're back there talking to themselves or fighting or whatever the case may be. But I do say I have a very supportive husband who is the one that's constantly playing a big part in spending time with them, taking care of them. For me not to have to worry about like, are they okay? Like, I just know they're perfectly fine. They're with their dad, and I never get a complaint. And he's just been super supportive in general and in real estate. And I think that that's really important when you have a family to have that support at home. And I'm just eternally grateful that he plays his role really well. So he does a great job.
He
Yeah.
understands the happy wife, happy life thing really well. It
Yeah,
sounds.
he understands that sometimes, that's just how it goes, and he's perfectly fine with that. So I think it's great.
So, what are your favorite ways to unwind? Is it to hang out with the kids? Is it to drop the kids off with grandma and grandpa, and you guys go do something fun?
Honestly, it's kind of crazy because you're with them and you're going like, oh my gosh, I need time away from them. But then you're also like, I want to spend time with them because I don't get to spend as much time as I'd like to spend with them. So I will say that I love just spending time with them. When the weather is nice, we'll go on walks. We'll go to the park. We'll hang out with family. We and my family have a lot of little kids around the same age. All their cousins are around the same age, and we just get together and we, let them just play, and we get to decompress ourselves while we just let them, figure it out on their own. So I think that's definitely the most fun thing that I will say that I like to look forward to and do is just like family time. So definitely.
So your parents come over and they say, "Hey, we're taking the kids," and you and your husband get to go do something fun. Now, I want an answer. I want a real answer, not my kids, because eventually the kids move out. So what does Jessica like to do? You kick your husband out as well and just do something relaxing.
Yeah.
You like to read. You like to knit, crochet. I've heard it all.
So together, when we have babysitter, it's kind of funny. Prior to having kids, we loved going to the movies. We would just go to the movies. We would go watch a movie without ever watching a trailer because it would be interesting to walk in and be like, what are we watching? I don't know. So we love going to the movies. We actually just went to go see that new movie oh gosh, it's that. He's going to kill me because he's like, how do you not remember what it was? But it's like, I'm not even going to say. But we just went this weekend, and it was actually a really good movie. I just don't remember what
Sure
it's
it was.
called. But when I'm on my own, I like to just, I don't know, listen to a good podcast or a good audiobook. My only hobby, I like to call it, is like photography, but unfortunately that requires a lot of times like models. So I'll do that kind of on the side. I just like taking pictures of the kids, like take pictures of family members. I just did senior photos for my niece on Tuesday. So I do that for fun, and it's something that I just enjoy. So just like photography, listening to a good audiobook, just spending time on my own, going, if it's just on a walk by myself where I don't have to constantly be like, hey, make sure you stop at the end of the sidewalk, don't cross the street. It's a lot more relaxing when you do it by yourself. So that's kind of the things. It doesn't sound very fun, but it's very nice to be able to do it when the time is available, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So what are some personal and professional goals you've got then? Are you content with where you're at business-wise? Do you want to grow? What do you think?
Gosh. I think it's safe to say that everyone wants to just grow and see where you're able to, get to and succeed. I definitely would like to grow, continue growing my business. I would love to find a way sometimes to even more so combine my passion of like the law side of things with the real estate side of things. So I've thought about continuing my education. Kind of hard to do with the littles right now and just kind of where we're at in our life with this stage of our life. But I don't know. I guess we'll see in a few years if I decide why not, get more education, whether it's a broker's license or continuing to go to school and maybe obtaining that law degree and maybe doing a little bit more of the legalities of things with an actual, license as an attorney. So I have a lot that I would like to still accomplish. And I know that real estate in some way, shape, or form is still going to be hopefully part of that. So,
and all of us in the industry can say we agree with that. Don't get out of being a realtor. We enjoy you working on the other side
yeah.
for sure. So how do you envision, in a perfect scenario, the next 5 years? What can those look like? Are you setting goals for yourself of I'm planning to do this, or is it, because if you go by what the kids will allow you to do, the kids will never allow you to do anything.
Never.
You
No,
gotta set your own goals.
100%. I actually got my real estate license when my oldest was like a few months old. He was not even quite a year old, I believe. So I think it's just being able to say I have the inspiration and I have the motivation and the time just feels right to do it. So I think within the next 5 years, I definitely want to focus more on, growing my business, but also deciding if just, real estate by itself is essentially what I would like to do and accomplish, or if I'd like to take it a step further with, like I said, whether it's a brokerage license or some other sort of certification or another type of degree. It's just taking the leap. My youngest just turned 1 a couple months ago, and the last baby, so I definitely want to just I wanted to soak him in the first year and kind of just, soak it in and not be super busy all the time. But now as he's getting older, I'm like, I think that it's time to focus on our goals and our careers again, and there's nothing wrong with taking a pause on either one to just focus on the other a little bit more so you can be fully present versus, trying to juggle it all at the same time, because we know that sometimes doesn't work out very well. So
Well, kudos to you because I had to wait until like my kids were 3 before I realized that I had a life again because
Yeah,
I'm just my kids. I'm like I gotta wipe his bottom. I've gotta help him do
I
this. I gotta help
know.
him do that. Like just come on, buddy. You're
Yes.
4 now. You can wipe. I don't need to anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm not fully there yet, but I'm slowly starting to feel like, okay, he's a little bit older. I mean, he's only one, but it definitely is like they're sleeping through the night, thankfully. In my case, I know that's not always the case. And it's like, okay, now I can kind of start to focus more on not just surviving, but actually trying to focus on career goals for myself and also allowing my husband to do the same for himself. So
Love it.
definitely.
All right, we're going to get into the quick pick segment. I'm going to ask
Okay,
you a time of this or that kind of thing, and you can
perfect.
give me an expanded answer, or you can just say one, and we'll move right along.
Okay,
All right, so lake house or city loft?
lake house,
Coffee or tea?
coffee, 100%.
Favorite book?
Oh my gosh. I just read The Nightingale, and it is up there on one of my favorite books ever. So I have to say The Nightingale right now.
Amazing. You can recall your favorite book, but you can't recall a movie you watched 2 days ago. It's great.
Ugh, it's terrible. It's the one, it's like the bad guy that's like all, Venom. Venom, it's what it's called.
Okay, that one.
I went because my husband wanted to watch that one in my defense. But it was a very good movie, actually. Venom, yes. All the fans are going to hate me because, like, how did you not remember what the name of that movie was?
It's all good. Probably wouldn't have caught it either.
Yeah.
Concerts or sporting events?
Concert.
Anything in particular?
No, I like all type of concerts. I haven't gone to a concert in a very long time. I will say that, and that's why I'm choosing a concert because it'd be nice to go to a concert again sometime soon. But I just love the whole vibe of being at a concert. Everyone's just really enjoying the music and just having a good time. It's just I love concerts, but it's been a while, I will say.
I can't go to concerts. I'm just going to interject here.
Okay.
Usually when I go to concerts, people throw stuff at me. People get mad at me because I'm 6'10", and
Oh,
they pay for their seat and they can't see anything. So then I'm like kind of squatting down, standing up,
oh
like moving
no.
around. And I remember going to a concert when I was in high school, and it was at a county fair, and it was a pretty big time. I think it was Brad Paisley. And I remember turning around, and there was like a V that had formed behind me because I was kind of looking right in the middle of the stage, and people couldn't see over this really tall guy way up there, so they moved off to the side. So it was kind of funny.
That is pretty funny. I guess that's not a problem I have, and I never would have thought about that. So being 5'3" over here, so
Road trips or flights?
flights.
Anywhere in particular?
Anywhere where there's sand and a beach, definitely. Living in Iowa my entire life, I definitely like to just be able to get away in a different scenery, for sure.
Absolutely. You already kind of said podcasts. Do you like podcasts or audiobooks better?
Audiobooks, just because I like to read, but I feel like I don't have time to do it in a physical book, so I just like to have a good audiobook when I'm driving. But if I can find a good podcast, I will definitely get into the podcast just as much, for sure.
Big backyards or rooftop terrace?
Rooftop terrace. We're not very good about the maintenance around here. We always have somebody just come do our lawn and everything, and I can't imagine having a big yard and just having more maintenance for it. So I'm the type of homeowner that prefers a space that you can use more, I guess,
Efficiently?
cozier space. Yes, than just having a yard. And as much as my kids love to run wild and free, there's parks for all of that too.
Small town charm or bustling city life?
Small town charm.
I
Yeah.
can see that. Cats or dogs?
Yeah. Yeah, small town charm for sure.
Cats or dogs?
Cats or dogs? I have a cat and a dog, and I love them both for different reasons. Oh gosh, it's so tough. Every time I get asked that, I'm like, I can't pick between my two babies, but I sometimes feel like my personality on a day-to-day aligns more with just the calm demeanor of my cat. But that's also because I have a German Shepherd mixed with Australian Shepherd, and he's just like a lot. And sometimes it's kind of like, I can't keep up with you. But like I said, I love my dog for way different reasons than I love my cat. But my cat just chills. He'll just lay on me, just very calm demeanor. And sometimes I feel like I need that to just sit down and decompress and have him cuddle next to me while my dog is like, take me outside, running back and forth, trying to chase anything that's rolling, and it's just a little bit more like, I'm not quite ready for that right now. It's too early in the morning. So both, but I would just have to say cat for that reason.
So you already mentioned that you hire out people to do the landscaping. Are you hiring
Yeah.
a pro to work on the inside of your house as well, or are you doing a DIY?
Definitely hiring a pro. My husband's not much of a DIY person. He'll watch a YouTube video and he'll follow along. But I'm like, I'm not sure it's supposed to look like that. So we just learned through the years that it's just better to hire a pro out and, hopefully get it done the right way and, not have any issues down the line. So I wish I could say we're very DIY and very handy, but we're not. And that's okay too, because we can focus our time and energy on other things.
I just wish I learned like you because I'm not DIY, but I try it all the time and it doesn't work, and my wife
Well,
hates it, and
my
I
husband
keep
does
doing it.
too, but I think we both just come to the conclusion that, like, okay, Jessica, you are right. We just need to hire it out. I'm not going to try to watch a YouTube video to try to fix this. Like, it's just too much of a hassle and a headache, and it just does not work out. So eventually, maybe you'll get there too, Kyle. I don't know.
I feel like you've heard that too many times. Jessica, you are right. Wow. You
Yeah,
both came to that
no,
conclusion.
I wish. Not enough, but I do hear it sometimes.
What's your favorite type? What's your favorite band?
Oh my gosh, my favorite band. I want to say Coldplay. I just love it. Uh, they're going on tour and tickets sold out like, I mean, it was insane. I didn't even try, to be honest, but people were waiting and it just did not happen. But I just love Coldplay. Just all the music. It's great.
Work from home or office life?
Home, home. As much as I actually do love going out and being in the office, it's, one of those things where it's like allows you to kind of force yourself to be a lot more productive than being at home. But I love just having the casual atmosphere of being able to just focus, turn on dim lamp, coffee in hand, dog by your side kind of thing. So definitely working from home.
All right, so we'll get into the trending topic next. So
Okay.
you have already mentioned you're living in Perry. You have done a lot of your business in the Perry area. Is that right? You're living in Perry? Did I say that
I'm
wrong?
not. I moved out of
Oh, I
Perry.
was like, you do
I'm
all your
only.
business in Perry. You're always there.
I know, but I live 25 minutes from Perry, so
Okay.
I feel like I'm literally in Perry half the time. I feel like, but I did live in Perry my whole life until I moved away to go to college and etc. But so Perry still has my family, and I'm there all the time. So it feels like I live in Perry, but I don't.
Your eyebrows raised, and I was like, well, I must have wrote that down wrong.
No, it's okay. I forgive you.
But anyways, what would you say to someone who's considering to move to Perry, especially with its unique blend of small town charm and easy access to Des Moines?
Oh, 100% do it. I'm a big advocate for Perry. I love Perry. I think the distance to Grimes from Perry to just the metro area it's wonderful. I mean, it'll take you 25 minutes from Grimes to get to Perry, but you're still getting that small town living, but not with too small town, and you're also really close to still all the big things that you want to have in a big city. I mean, I grew up in it, so I'm familiar with the school district. There's still some teachers there that I had when I was in school. I know everyone from when I go to Hy-Vee to check out in Perry to, grab a coffee. It's just that small town feel, but you're not also away from opportunity. You're still in close distance, and I think that's the perfect thing about Perry. And also the diversity in Perry is great. I think for a small town, it's a very diverse town, and that's something that I definitely love about Perry. That I got to grow up in such a diverse town, and everyone else that grew up in that town, I think, comes out of Perry with a different mentality. So it's great.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Do it. Let's just move back to Perry. Let's move to Perry, Kyle.
You can tell your husband he's going to say yes, ma'am, and do whatever you tell him to do.
No,
So,
he works on the south side currently of Des Moines, and he's just like, now that's a drive from Perry. But I think we're getting closer to making maybe the leap to move back. I don't know. We'll see.
well, thank you, Jessica, for joining the show. It's been a pleasure
Yes.
talking to you and learning a little bit more about you. I already knew you, but I didn't know that your dog was actually not the relaxing one and that your cat was more
He-
relaxing. That's just things I didn't
Yes,
know. But
I know. Fun fact. He's great though. Love him.
so how can people get a hold of you if they feel like they want to reach out?
Yeah, so you can find me on social media. I use Facebook and Instagram a lot. Facebook, you can see Jessica Molina Realtor. I love connecting with people on social media and posting more of like a personal side of me on there. Phone number, contact me, text, call, whatever works best, 515-423-5962. Or you can email me as well if that's the route that you prefer, and that's jessica.molina@kw.com. So,
Awesome.
quite a few
Well,
ways to get a hold of me.
thank you so much, Jessica. And
Thank you.
yeah, I hope you have an awesome rest of your week. If anybody
Thanks
out
for
there
having me.
is listening and wants to get a hold of Jessica, hit her up. She's amazing. She does wonderful work. She cares about the customer experience from start to finish, and she's always telling me how she's following up with her people after they've closed to reach out and see what else she can do to help them, or if it's a translation issue. Obviously, she's helping her dad out. She helps out her clients. She does everything for everybody. So she's a people pleaser, and just remember, she's always right. So
Yeah,
keep that in
no,
mind. But
I love that. Thank you,
thanks so much for
Kyle. This
listening
is
to the show
fun.
today. Thanks for joining us on The Lofty Lender. It was a pleasure having Jessica on the show, and listen in and click subscribe. Like us. Have a great day.
Thank you
See ya.
so much. Thanks, everyone. Bye, Kyle. Thank you.